Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and today I'm going to make banana nut muffins. Now, if you want to turn this into a bread, you can put it into a bread pan. I like doing muffins just because they cook faster and they're already an individual portion, so it makes it easier for me. The other thing I do is I have a kitchen island. It's a stainless steel. You can do this on any kind of glass surface, metal surface, ceramic surface. It'll wipe off. I like to write my recipe down, because if you're like me, you look up recipes on Pinterest all the time and screenshot it or save it to your file. But then you're having to open your phone and go back and forth. And to me, it's just easier to write it down right here. Now, this is a recipe I've made quite a few times, and the Pinterest site that it was on was Real Advice Gal. So if you want to look that up, you can do that. But it is 4 bananas, 1.5 cups of flour, a 1/3 cup of melted butter, 3/4 cup of sugar, 1 egg beaten, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, and 1/2 cup of nuts of your choice. So today I'm going to be using pecans in my recipe just because I really like pecans and I have them on hand. I have 2 organic bananas that are super ripe right here, but that's all I have left. So what I did is I pulled another 2 bananas out of the freezer. When they get to this stage, if I don't cook them, then I peel them and I put them in the freezer. So I'm going to be using frozen bananas in addition to my ripe bananas. So I have these right here. I have my flour, I have my butter, my egg, sugar, this is my homemade vanilla, baking soda, salt, and pecans. And I have all of the measuring instruments I need to go along with those. So the first thing I need to do is melt my butter and smush up my bananas. Let me go ahead and get a bowl and we'll get started. Okay, so I have my bananas in the bowl here, and you can use a potato masher if you want, but if they are soft enough, especially if they've been frozen, you're going to just be able to smush them up. Even if you use a big fork or a spoon, my spatula, you can see how easily it is smushing them up. So in the order that I'm going to do this is I'm going to put the bananas in first, and then I'm going to add my butter and my egg, and then I'll be adding the vanilla and the sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and smush these up a little bit more and then add in my melted butter. Okay, these are pretty smushed up. Here is my, let's see, 1/3 cup, I believe. 1/3 cup, yep, of melted butter. And mix this in. Okay, in the same container I just had my butter in, so I'm not dirtying anything else. I just beat my egg and go ahead and add that in. Now 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now for the sugar, I'm going to put 3/4 cup of sugar. That's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and get this blended together. Now I need a pinch of salt. I'm just going to give it a little sprinkle, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Make sure you blend this part really well. You don't want to bite into a chunk of baking soda. Okay, now it is time for the flour, and you want to add just a little bit at a time and blend it in between. So I just put a little bit of that in. And start blending it all together. And add a little bit more until you have all of the flour blended into your mixture. Okay, we have our flour all blended together, and last is our 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. Now I did not chop these up very small. They were originally halves, so I just took them in my fingers and broke them into pieces because we like a big chunky nut in our muffin. So I'm just gonna add that in and stir it together. Don't overbeat it, but just mix it till it's thoroughly mixed in. Okay, now I have my muffin tins right here. I'm using just silicone muffin tins. You can use the metal ones, just make sure you spray them really well. I just use coconut spray, and then I'm using one of my measuring cups I just rinsed out, and I've sprayed it also. It makes the batter release easier whenever you're dumping it in. So now I'll just start filling up my muffin tins. Okay guys, all of my muffin tins are filled, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the oven at 350. I'm actually cooking these in a toaster oven. A convection toaster oven works great. So if you're in a dorm and have a toaster oven, you can do that there also. You don't need a full-size oven to make these. And I'll just keep an eye on them because they sometimes tend to cook a little faster in a toaster oven. So when they are brown on top and you take a fork or a toothpick or something and put it inside and it comes out clean, you know that it's ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in and get them cooking. Okay guys, here are the banana nut muffins, fresh out of the oven, and they smell absolutely wonderful. Okay, you can see what they look like on the inside. They are super soft and moist and smushy and absolutely a perfect muffin. This is a simple recipe. I like this one because it calls for more bananas, so you get a really banana flavor in your muffins. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy.